A broken heart is not only an emotional low point for our well-being, all our senses suffer as well, including our entire body. Being abandoned or having to let a loved one go is probably one of the most traumatic experiences we have to endure in our lives. We suffer all across the board, and often over a long period of time. However, as we all know, the heart is not only the seat of our emotions, but also a central organ that keeps our body running. If it gets out of sync, this can have serious consequences for our health. In today's video, we'll show you the worst symptoms a broken heart can cause. If you like our videos, feel free to support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology and Mind, activate the little bell, and get ready for the videos we upload for you every day. Number 1. Loss of appetite for food and love. Both extremes are possible here, and both harm our bodies more than we can imagine. For most people, a breakup hits the stomach hard. Eating is out of the question, and the mere idea of it causes nausea and dizziness. But there is also the opposite consequence. Quite a few broken hearts console themselves with an excess of sweets and fast food in the hopes that they can somehow fill the emptiness inside them and numb the pain. Both are harmful to our bodies. We need food to keep our body alive. If we feed it too much of the wrong foods, there are numerous harmful side effects to be expected. Number 2. Sleep disturbances. If you've had your heart broken, you won't be able to get a good night's sleep anytime soon. The reason for this is simple. Heartbreak is perceived by our body in the same way as stress, which, as we all know, means that a peaceful night's sleep is out of the question. Our thoughts constantly turn in circles, and we mourn and suffer with all our senses. The consequences of this involuntary sleep deprivation are difficulty concentrating and mood swings. The stress increases and brings with it inordinate eating, spikes in blood sugar, and high blood pressure. Number 3. Skin problems. It is our largest sensory organ and, at the same time, also the one that most clearly feels the loss of a love. If the gentle touches and hugs from our exes are suddenly missing, our skin is literally missing an important point of contact. Cuddling and physical love have so far ensured better blood circulation in the fine veins. That is now over. But the skin also perceives the change in our heart mainly in the form of stress. We have known its response to this since puberty. Pimples, redness, rashes, and dry scaly patches. With some people, the skin literally rebels and shows its displeasure in every conceivable way. The mess we feel on the inside during heartbreak, our skin clearly expresses for all to see on the outside. Number 4. Our immune system goes on strike. The stress that heartbreak translates into for our body is also responsible for this physical symptom. The sleepless nights rob us of the last remnant of defenses that we still have in the face of this emotional and psychological state of emergency. Inadequate or poor nutrition just aggravates the situation. Anyone who either lets their body starve or stuffs it full of fast food and other stressful junk actually weakens and is not doing the immune system any good. The constant brooding leads to the fact that our natural barrier against infections and other diseases becomes cracked. We tend to have a permanent cold and pick up any virus that happens to be on the loose. At this point, we are sick with sorrow in the truest sense of the word. Number 5. Pain all around. Limb and muscle pain, but also headaches which can develop into migraines, are also not uncommon with love sickness. Grief causes our entire musculoskeletal system to cramp and tense. Crying spells open the door to headaches and sore throats. Sleepless nights make us feel pain in our spine and shoulders, down to the smallest muscle fiber and disc. The poor diet makes us prone to leg cramps and water retention. Number 6. Love goes through the stomach. Unfortunately, this statement is particularly evident in the case of heartbreak. Stomach pain is one of the most unpleasant symptoms that comes with a broken heart. Here, pretty much all of the above issues come together. Stress is known to affect the stomach, so the poor diet or overeating, the tightening of the body literally compresses our middle and presses on the organs, so also on the stomach. And the sinking feeling in the stomach, which always haunts us when unpleasant things are just around the corner, naturally contributes its share. Research has only recently recognized how sensitive our gastrointestinal tract really is to stress and emotional strain. The expression, "it's eating you up inside," is not just coincidental, and we have also known for a long time that love goes through the stomach. However, we only become painfully aware of the truth of this saying when we have lost it. Number 7. Broken heart syndrome. Even conventional medicine has come to realize that a broken heart can actually lead to a heart attack. There is still no evidence for this, but at least the cases are accumulating in such a way that this interaction has been given its own name: broken heart syndrome. Great emotional stress can throw the heart out of sync to such an extent that measurable cardiac arrhythmias occur, which can escalate to a heart attack. In any case, the symptoms are similar: tightness and pressure in the chest, pain in the left arm, and shortness of breath, but the blood vessels do not constrict. According to statistics, hardly any people have died from it so far, even though it may have felt like one to them in every respect. Today's conclusion: with every love, a part of us dies. Anyone who has ever had to suffer lovesickness in their life knows why so many poets and musicians have devoted themselves so intensively to this subject. We die with every love. At least, it feels that way for our body, our heart, and our soul. Whoever wants to escape this pain has only one option. They must avoid love and beware of ever letting it into their lives. But what kind of life would that be? That's it for today.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.